life can be rough, can't it?
It sure can. Life can be rough. That's right. And it doesn't seem to be getting easier as you get older.
Well, it's not just aging. It's a lot of things in our country.
Yeah, especially today. Yep.
Yeah, when I look back, I just think we've had more challenges than ever. But of course, that's not entirely true. I mean, when I was born, I was just a baby when JFK was assassinated, and then Martin Luther King and RFK. I don't have any memory of those things. I was too young. So I'm sure it was just as rough back then. Those are pretty traumatic events.
Yeah, it was just a different way.
Oh my goodness. Well, nothing's worse than a death. Worse than a death.
Well, it's true. That's true. Except the country was in a different place at that point.
Okay, well, I'm going to say, what do you mean? I mean, what do you mean?
Well, you didn't have so many people unemployed and inflation rampant.
Well, you did have so many. Martin Luther King was fighting for fair wages for African Americans.
Right, that's true.
You always had the black population unemployed and underemployed and making.
That's true.
I know what you're saying. We just don't know. You know, you can't really compare. That was rough or this is rough. I mean, now we had the huge death of Charlie Kirk, which is horrendous, just like those deaths in the 60s.
True.
So I kind of think in the back of my head, I hope this isn't the start of something.
Yeah, true. That's true. I mean, you never know, what can precede this. And whether or not you supported Charlie Kirk, he's a human. And just because he believed maybe something different than you did doesn't mean you disrespect him. Okay? It's just like our president. You can't disrespect him because he's in that high office. He's president of the United States. Whether you agree with him or disagree, you can't dislike him. Okay?
So we make these videos with Sammi here. They're silly videos with Sammi because we tend to be serious people and we trying to lighten the load, make you laugh, put her dress on her.
Yeah.
And she's been posing for her fall pictures and no, we're not obsessed. But that's what we've been led to. We've never dressed a dog in our life. We're trying to bring some joy in our life as well as other. What are you pointing me?
Sammi has her newest dress on, which is actually a sweater dress, which is very pretty. Sammi likes it. Has a bow on the back part of it, and she loves to pose. She loves to be in videos. She's a very flamboyant dog.
Yes.
She's excited about.
I just went and picked it up, and she came running and jumping. I think she knows she gets treats if she puts.
Yeah, I think it also has to do with if she's in a video, she's gonna get treats.
Okay, so there's so much in the news. Of course, we're not a political channel, but I just found it interesting that the announcement was made with the tie-in to Tylenol and autism.
Right, true.
When I heard it before the official announcement, my first thought was, what do you have against Tylenol?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Tylenol is a brand name, not the actual component that would be leading to autism.
Yeah.
And there was a big scandal with Tylenol in the 80s when somebody tainted them before safety seals were on. Ironically, that took place in, I believe, in Arlington Heights, and that's where Charlie Kirk was born.
True. So, Tylenol is acetaminophen, and, if you're going to talk about a problem with Tylenol, you're going to talk about a problem with acetaminophen, because when you don't, then you're putting down the brand, and it's not the brand. It's the active ingredients, and it's just like if you said Kleenex, kills people.
Instead of tissue.
Instead of facial tissue. It's the same sort of thing. And so it's not fair.
Well, I heard of some people saying they're just going to take an acetaminophen now instead of Tylenol.
And that's crazy because acetaminophen is the most mild pain reliever that you can get. Even ibuprofen causes greater liver damage. And
Well,
I
they didn't say liver damage. It was autism. They were saying it.
They were talking about autism, but I'm talking about what the drug causes issues with overall, and that's aspirin causes stomach issues. Ibuprofen causes liver issues. Acetaminophen, if you take a lot of it, then it can cause some other issues. There's always side effects to every medication that you take.
I wasn't aware of how harmful it could be, I believe it's more of aspirin. But my cousin's father-in-law actually killed himself from overdosing on aspirin. And I thought that's really, really unusual way. And of course, we're not trying to be downers here. I just found that really kind of interesting.
Yeah, well, my grandmother wasn't suicide, but she took a lot of aspirin, and she ended up, bleeding from her stomach.
So that's how she died?
Yeah, that's how she died.
Now, how old was she?
Don't really know. My mom was in her 40s, so she may have been 60, 70, something like that. Yeah.
But I do know I made a video once talking about my mother would never give me aspirin. We didn't, back growing up, I don't think Tylenol and Advil were big. I think it was more aspirin. My mother hated to give it to me. I always got a fever of 104. I got the flu every year. I got strep throat every year. And she hated to give it to me. And I remember at one point she said, "Here, it causes Rye disease, but here you take it if you watch out." I'm like 8 or 9 or 10 years old, and she's like, "Don't want you to have it, but my fever is 104. And I never forgot that. And so I talked to my sister, and she said one of our neighbors actually had died from Rye syndrome from aspirin. And I never knew that, so that's why she didn't. So she was like, "Do I control the fever, or could she possibly die from Rye syndrome?" Yeah. So now pregnant women are in that dilemma. They're gonna think, do I treat this fever, this pain, or do I maybe have an autistic child? Now, when I was pregnant with our first child, I rarely get headaches, rarely. But I remember at work one day, and I had a stressful job with a lot of eye strain, working on the computer, and I had a severe headache, and I begged all the women around me for an aspirin or something. And one woman had them, but she said, "You're not taking anything. You are pregnant. You're not going to take anything." And I didn't. I never took anything. The whole pregnancy, I never took anything. And with our daughter, I actually got the flu. And I don't remember, but I'm thinking I must have probably taken something because I had the flu. And I think I had a fever. So now women are going to think twice, even though some organizations throughout the world are clapping back and saying, "Where's the proof?" There's really no proof. There's been studies and studies and studies. So I do feel sorry for pregnant women who might be in this position, because I did not realize that if your fever gets so high, you could have a seizure. I'm surprised I never had a seizure with 104-degree fevers every year. And one year it got to 105, and I never had a seizure. And I never realized it, but I do remember our neighbor's child did have a seizure when he got sick. And I remember the ambulance or the fire truck came, and we were like, she used to have, back there we had automatic, we had a burglar alarm tied into the fire department. And she would cook roast every week and set off the smoke detectors, and the fire department would be there. So we went over to laugh at her and said, "Are you cooking roast again?" And actually her son had a seizure because of the high fever. So I should have known that. I should have known that you could get seizures. I just didn't remember that.
Yeah. And so before we get too deep into this, I'm Steve.
I'm Sue.
And we're Aging Joyfully. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget, subscribe, hit notification and like button, and enjoy our videos.
And we do try to age joyfully. Sammi helps us do that. She is a Papillon, just over a year old, full of energy. And we have Sierra, our senior border collie, who never liked being on camera. And I actually did make a video about them about a year ago or so. And I researched border collies, and one woman thought that they are on the spectrum as well, that dogs can also be on the spectrum. And she does have the characteristics.
Right.
I'm not being offensive to people on the spectrum, but you do have to think there's probably a link. She's very intense, hates having her picture taken,
Well,
So
she won't look at you in the eye. She won't kiss you. She will lick your hand once in a while. And she's 14 and a
14 and a
half.
half.
14 and a half.
Yes.
The main thing she likes to do now is walk. If temperature's right outside, she can do 3 miles without a problem.
Well, it is getting tougher and tougher. She probably does maybe 2.
It is getting tougher and tougher. If it's in the summer here in the South, it could be 80, 90 degrees, and she can't do more than a mile because it's just so hot.
And Sammy only does maybe a mile and a half, and then she wants to be carried.
Right.
She wants to be carried. But we did take a vacation recently, and I posted some of those, and they may seem a little boring. I did put in there where you could go directly to the beautiful pictures. If you don't want to hear all the backstory about Georgia, we're traveling throughout Georgia. We've been looking at Civil War sites. I wouldn't say we're history buffs. We like history, but we're not experts by any means.
Right. But it was nice. I mean, we went to Charlotte last year, and not Charlotte. We went to Charleston last year, and
I think it was about 2 years ago.
Was it 2 years ago?
Time flies.
One thing when you're getting older, time does fly.
Well, we've been on the Civil War tour for about 2 years, the beginning, the end, and in between. And so we went to the Andersonville. We've been trying to go there for 15, 20 years. And I haven't posted that one yet. I did post the Drummer Boy Museum in Andersonville, which was really...
That was good.
Yes.
A lot of artifacts.
What was interesting is looking at those, all these uniforms from the soldiers. They were all so tiny.
Yeah.
You just think they were just young men or boys. They were just tiny. Of course, they were starving. They didn't have the food like we have now. Obesity started, like the 70s, 80s, 2000s? I mean, so they didn't have the processed food, all the additives that make us fat today, and they were active.
Crazy, yeah.
They were active. I mean, walking, and whatever, being farmers. But I'm still working on a couple more videos. Look for those. Andersonville and then Columbus. We walked the Riverwalk in Columbus. And then Steve got a job.
Wow.
Yay,
yeah.
Steve.
At my advanced age
and
lack of ability.
He was abruptly laid off with no warning in July. And so...
Took about a month.
Yeah, it was about almost 2.
Almost 2.
Almost 2 months. But the job pays about a third of his previous job and is very physical. But it has health insurance. Yoo-hoo!
Right, yeah.
It has health insurance.
It has a lot of benefits. It's a good company. A lot of benefits with health insurance and some other great benefits. But yeah, I mean, I have to work. I mean, that's, I enjoy working. I like to work, and of course we need health insurance. So
well, we hope to retire.
We hope to retire at some point. But, you need these things right now in the interim. And so, yeah.
I'm not working outside the home. I do work in the home for zero pay. Women at home are not recognized, I know.
Oh, she gets more than zero pay.
I get lots of licks. Lots of licks and bites. Lots of licks and bites from
this one. Yep. All the treats you want.
And so I don't consider myself retired until Steve is at home and we can do more traveling and things. I have been looking for cheaper housing for 5 years, and I'm going to make a video on that, what I've discovered, and if there is more affordable housing in this day and age.
Wow, yeah, it's hard to tell, Prices of homes are going down, they're going up, they're going down, so who knows?
Well,
you just have to keep looking.
Interest rates just went down 0.25%.
Yeah.
But that means homes will probably go up because as people compete for the money as the interest rates go down, more people will be able to afford homes, so then the prices will go up. So it may have actually hurt home sales by lowering interest rates 0.25%.
Right. Well, and people, if they want to get a house, they should be able to buy a home and live that life with owning a home. But along with that comes a lot of responsibility, and that's
we've had, I think, nine houses. We haven't made money on any of them.
9 or 10.
We've lost or broke even on every one. So
but it costs money to upkeep the house, And so you have to kind of weigh that, you know.
Well, the advantage was that as you made your payments, some of the money went towards equity. So we did get the equity money instead of paying it towards rent. But at this point, we would prefer to rent, but rents are outrageous. We did look at apartments, and in Atlanta, apartments are $2,000 to $3,000 for one bedroom is $2,000. I mean, one bedroom is $2,000. A two bedroom is $3,000. Well, that's totally unaffordable to us. So I'll make a video on what we've discovered in our search for affordable housing. Sammy wants to be. Look at this. She wants to be in there. Look, Sammy. Look how beautiful she is.
She's so
Look how beautiful she is. I gave her a bath yesterday, and she doesn't like getting brushed. And her hair here always looks to me not really great.
Looks straggly.
Straggly, yes, straggly. I try to brush it. She's and her tail here. Look at this tail. She doesn't like this brushed either. But she is a beauty. She is a beauty, and she's very, very aggressive. Very aggressive.
She is, and she's gotten to be very muscular. Because Sue walks her on a regular basis a couple miles, and you know she's really bulking out. And she eats a lot. She eats a lot.
And what I'm giving her here is dog food. She thinks this dog food is a treat.
It's actually Sierra's dog food,
which we're transitioning her over to because she is considered to be an adult dog, at 1 year. I didn't realize small dogs are dogs at a year, big dogs are dogs at 2 years.
Yeah, and so we want to get to a point where we're buying one dog food instead of two dog foods.
But Sierra won't be with us a whole lot longer. I mean, she's having some issues, and we did get Sammy in Sierra's last 2 years of her life with Sammy's first 2 years, thinking that puppies are challenging and senior dogs are challenging. So we thought we have this 2 year period of challenging times. But now I'm thinking when Sierra's gone, Sammy's going to be crazy. She's just going to miss her so much. And we're not getting a second dog.
So that's what Sue says now. Just wait. Just wait. Keep watching. So the thing about an older dog is, especially one like Sierra, is her breed, Border Collie, very smart. And so she has a partial mental decline where she forgets things. Typically, she would know everything. She would know.
I think any dog would have that at that late age.
But it's very obvious with her. She kind of has dementia. Sometimes she doesn't know where she is. She won't walk into the room where we keep her food unless we walk in there with her and point it out, and then she'll stay there and eat it.
I think she's losing her hearing and her vision because she can't tell if the door is open when I let her in and out. She can't tell if the door is open or not, so she won't come in until I tell her it's open.
Yeah, it's sad.
Open.
It's sad. I mean, she is her baby, you know, and she still is for 14 and a half years, and we rescued her and nursed her back to health, and so she is our baby, and she's had a great life, you know, better than any dog could ever hope for.
But on vacation, we did take Sammy when we went on our little Georgia trip before Steve started working as a test to see how easy or hard it would be to travel with the dog, and it was pretty challenging.
It was challenging the first night.
The whole trip was challenging because they're not allowed in most places. So we had to rush through museums taking turns because the Drummer Boy Museum did allow her in a stroller, but the federal parks don't allow dogs in.
Right.
So we had to take turns, and it was pretty warm outside. So I had to wait outside in the sun. Steve had to wait outside in the sun. So we didn't get to enjoy it to the extent we'd want to, but we couldn't find a hotel close to these places because it was so isolated. So we stayed in Columbus, which was a good hour and 15 minutes to every place, and then I didn't enjoy as much. So I would have liked to spend more time at Jimmy Carter's museum. It was the school him and Rosalind went to in Plains. Along with we missed his boyhood home because we got there so late. We didn't get to go to his gravesite because it closed at 4, and we were there right after 4 because it was a long drive to get out there.
And we were taking our time, you know. It was a vacation, and we wanted to just relax. It was a good transition vacation from a previous job to a new job, and so we basically took our time. And you know, sometimes we got the things when they were closed, but we saw a lot.
Well, we did. I mean, but that was the one day we went to Andersonville, the drummer boy. We didn't know about the drummer boy museum. That was a surprise. So we went to the drummer boy museum, the museum at the Andersonville site, then seeing the whole site, and then we went to Jimmy Carter's.
Well, we went to also in Andersonville is a cemetery.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, the site, and
Yeah.
the site, which,
Yeah.
and we went there for the prisoner of war site, but it was more the cemetery. The prisoner of war was only part of a fence, but then we went we drove through Americas, went to Plains. It was all the same day.
Right.
I included the drive, which may seem a little boring. I wanted to show the foliage, the isolation. So, but I put in there where you could skip forward to the nice pictures that you don't have to watch it. Some people want to see what it's like in rural Georgia. It tells us a lot, seeing the housing and what's there. So,
Mom, please.
we had lots of clips, lots of time to make this. Well, it takes lots of time to make these. See, now she's so happy she has a full stomach from that dog food.
Yeah.
That dog food she ate. That was dog food. It wasn't even treat.
Yeah.
It was dog food. So we don't have to spend money on treats.
Yeah, so there's a lot to be said for South Georgia, although it is.
It wasn't south. Technically, it's
All right,
middle.
all right. It's not middle Georgia. Okay.
It's on the fall line.
Right, but there's a lot to be said for that. It's a lot of greenery, a lot of open space, and it's very interesting because I had gone to some parts of that for a job I was working at 20 some years ago, and it looks the same. It actually looks the same. No building, no more houses.
But there's no jobs. There's no jobs.
Yeah, right.
The poverty is high, although technically they don't say it's high because of the way the government calculates poverty is 3 times what you would pay for food. So the poverty rate in today's world, I believe, I said this in a video, I think it was 33.5 for a family of 4.
Mm-hmm.
That you're not in poverty unless you're making less than 33.5. The average wages, I believe, in Columbus were 42.6. Well, there's a lot of poverty there.
And it was a lot, really hot. I mean, when you did see people there, it looked like they were in a trance. I like to say hi to people, and people just were like not responding, or there would be a delay before they respond because I can't believe you said hi to them. Because they don't know you.
Well, I feel like people are keeping to themselves since they were isolated. I know that they are. I know people change. It's changed everybody because I've asked people. My whole life I always asked people to walk with me, and I never had a problem getting somebody to walk. And now in the last 5 years, I've been rejected like 5 times. I can't find a walker. They rather walk alone than walk with the person. They all have their earbuds in, and they're talking to their friends, and they don't even say hi as you pass them right on the sidewalk. They don't even say hi. So yeah, people have definitely changed. So that's why we got Sammi, because I know it's crazy. Like the Pope said, not the new Pope, not the one from Chicago, but the previous one said, don't have a dog to be your child. To young people who are treating dogs like children. And I thought that was funny like 5 years ago. But now the people are so isolated.
We have a dog we treat like a child. Okay.
I mean, because you're kind of forced to that because people don't want relationships. They don't want to. I mean, we're in the Bible Belt, so people get their socialization from church, mostly heavily Baptist, but Catholics have been moving into this area. Yeah. And so life, it is different. Life is different.
It is. It is.
I mean, we've had dogs our whole marriage, but we've never bought dogs' clothes until this time.
Yeah, we never clothed the dog.
Well, I don't think they made clothes for dogs 30 years ago. I
think they. Well, I don't know.
I don't know when I first saw it. It's still shocking. I mean, the stroller, we never would have done that. We saw that a year ago when we went to Chicago, and an older couple. I thought, wow, they have a baby with them, and it was a dog. So when we walked Sammi on the river walk, she was barking at another dog, and then people are like, why are you barking at that baby? Why are you barking? And they saw it was a dog, and they're like, there's a dog in that stroller.
I think Sammi liked the stroller, though, because it was so hot, and we were walking so much.
She loved the stroller.
Yeah, she did. So Sammi basically lives without rules. The only rule she has is she has to be in before the streetlights come on. But besides that, she basically lives without rules. She has the run of the house.
Not quite. She has this bad habit of biting me, which I'm still trying to break.
Yeah, she is a biter.
But
she's aggressive.
Well, we have a muzzle, and we do say...
Muzzle.
We do have to put it on if she starts getting real aggressive. I don't know, she just gets excited and bites. And
Yeah.
some people have said I should take her to a trainer, but oh well. We had a little collar. It's not a shock collar, but a vibration collar. We did that for a little bit. We may go back to that because we still have that. But anyway, going back to life, aging joyfully. We are trying. We are trying.
Yeah, we are trying. I mean, that's all you can do is try, right? And, you know, we got these shirts that Jordan had made. And if you don't know Jordan, Sue will put a link on the screen. But life can be rough.
It's just Jordan's summer shirt project. She is autistic, actually. She's on the spectrum. She's around 23. She makes these or packages them. They order them from somewhere, and she packages them. And somebody told me about her a few years ago, so we've been buying her Be Kind, because we want to. This says life can be rough. Be kind. We've been buying all of her Be Kind shirts because we are going to spread the message.
Yes,
we're spreading the message. Be kind.
Absolutely.
Be kind.
Be kind to everyone. Doesn't matter what your beliefs are or what their beliefs are. Just be kind. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to be kind. It doesn't hurt to say have a good day. How are you? How's it going? It doesn't hurt.
That's right. That's right. So it's just like I heard this Angela on Park Rose Permaculture tell a story of the starfish. It's a famous story about all the starfish got washed out and they were dying, and somebody started throwing them in one at a time, and they said, you can't throw them all back in. And she said, well, this one, I'm saving this one. I'm saving this one. So we're sending this Be Kind, one person at a time, one person at a time. We can't change the world. There's a lot of anger and hatred out there right now, a lot of division. And I know there is, but the fact that they made these shirts that say life can be rough, says that they had a market, that people were going to buy these, that we're not the only ones, because we feel like we're the only ones struggling at times. And then when they made these, I'm like, clearly, I mean, I know we're not the only ones struggling, but people have shut down. They don't open up. They don't talk. They don't want to walk. Everybody's keeping it inside.
And we have seen some people who are wearing Be Kind shirts these days, and they know Jordan, and they get
well. I
get their
don't know if
shirts.
they know her personally.
Well, they know that
They know
she
of her.
designs these.
She doesn't design them. She packages them.
She packages them.
You know, I don't know who designs them, but this, I think, is her dog Max on here. And we just thought we just have to have that shirt. And I love this color too. It's kind of a certain shade of green. It's really, really pretty. So we're plugging along. Right, Sammy? Plugging along. Yeah. Be kind. Be kind. Be kind.
Sammy.
Be kind to everyone.
Sammy.
And Sammy's still making her cards for Cards of Compassion. We make those every month. We send a bundle off. If you have anything going on in your life that you're sad, having a birthday, happy or sad, having a birthday or struggling, just request a bundle of 50 cards from Cards of Compassion. We just stumbled on that online, and Sammy absolutely loves to pose and make these cards. You'll see. I'm going to put her pictures at the end here. And she gets into this posing. She gets this dress on, and
she loves it.
She just starts posing.
She loves it. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Sammy thanks you.
So, not a whole lot going on with Steve working. It's just an adjustment of the different schedule, and we've been trying to sell things. We were a little successful, but then people just got, again, crazy. They just answer that, say they're coming, stand me up. I've been stood up more than I've sold things. So that's a real struggle. Don't know what's going on with that. A lot of people have said they wanted it free. And I'm thinking, well, if I was going to give it away, I'd probably give it to an organization. I mean, we'd like to make a little money to help our difference in income and our health insurance costs and our huge food bill, you know. But we're not opposed to giving it away. It's just, I don't know why people say, oh, yeah, I want that, and then say, but then I want it free. Right.
So anyway, it's a pleasure getting older.
I don't know, pleasure is the word. Well, we do enjoy our wisdom and our experiences, and I think we're able to handle more because we've had a lot of tough times. Steve's been caught in many reorganizations and many moves, and I think that helps you deal with things as you go through them.
Right. You have to learn how to deal with life. I mean, it's not going to get easier. Face it, it's not going to get easier. And if you had $1 million, $2 million, $100 million, would it make your life easier? I don't really
Well, they're
think
not.
so.
They're not the happy people with money are not the
Right,
happiest
that's
people.
what I'm getting at. I'm saying that it wouldn't make necessarily your life easier. It may make it more complicated. But what I'm saying is you have to learn how to deal with everyday setbacks, okay, and how to be happy and see your way through it. And part of that's going to be exercise. It's going to be the food that you eat. It's going to be the activities that you do. It's going to be the people who you associate with. And those all fall into living a healthy, good, active life. Get out and volunteer somewhere.
And I did make a long video on when you lost your job of how to stay mentally sound. It was very long, 36 minutes. There's a lot of suggestions. Well, we have tried to volunteer. We've been rejected from that too. People are locking down their buildings. They're getting tight. Schools are getting tight with these shootings, and we try to volunteer at the senior center, and they've rejected us.
And we're not opposed to background checks. We have nothing to hide. So
they gave us we gave them our social security numbers, and they didn't, and they knew that they didn't want us when we gave it to them. They just said, unless we would work every Monday with these dementia patients all day. And I was like, I kind of wanted to work up to that. These people who are here all day with severe dementia, I kind of wanted to work my way up to that. And they're like, it was that or nothing.
Yeah.
And
but get out there and help somebody else. Help
the cards we make
cards of compassion
are our way of giving back. That's our volunteering right now, since
exactly.
other people have not been willing to use us. We are looking at other organizations, but I volunteered my whole life with Junior Achievement, March of Dimes, schools. I've always volunteered in schools.
Help people, be kind, live your life, take it easy.
Good message. So, not a lot going on. We don't like a lot of controversy, so we know that we don't have a lot of subscribers because we don't have the controversy. But if you know anybody who might be interested in seeing what some older people are doing with their lives, and let me tell you, everybody tells Steve how wonderful he looks. He's just got the flu shot and COVID. Everybody just looks at him and says, "You're over 65? You look good." And then they look at me and go, And I'm like, what? I don't look good? Okay, be kind.
Be kind.
Till we see you again.
Take it easy.
Sammy, you want to say goodbye? She's falling asleep after all that food.
So
say goodbye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Sammy.
Look at the camera. Here. Right here. Look at the camera.
Here. Wave.
Yeah.
Bye.